Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to take a look into the double special battle pass chapter. This is the first one. We never had this before, and we have somewhere in the middle of the summer when people are taking vacations and just simply chilling. We will take a look into what do you need to do, how much would you need to play in order to pretty much finish everything, and how much it would cost. And we are going to talk about the special tricks and tips how you can deal with this faster if you have a bit of the free gold. So the first things first, taking a look into the battle pass special chapters what we have now. In 11 days, you need to complete 2 battle pass chapters. One is 30 stages, other is 40 stages. So 70 stages in 11 days. That's pretty wild. In the past, we had a Peaky Blinders. I think that was 40 or 50 stages. We had Rambo. It was 40 or 50 stages. And we had the Vikings. That was 40 stages to complete, right? And if I'm not mistaken, everything is the same amount of the time. 11 days. 11 days, actually this is even more. This is 14 days, so probably that was 50 stages, and Peaky Blinders 11 days as well. So nothing unusual here, but the biggest surprise is that we have 2 chapters, right? You are getting commanders, you are getting Lara Croft. Let's take a listen.
You don't know how far I've come. The extraordinary is in what we do, not who we are.
And Duke Nuke them.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum. So, who wants to dance?
I want to highlight very important thing, that this voice actor is original one.
Who wants some?
So pretty much this gentleman, this is the actor which was working on the game, or his voice acting was on the game, right? We need to keep this in mind. Now, there are 2 tanks which we are going to take a look shortly, right? But keep this in mind, today on stream we are playing with both of those vehicles, and we are going to test it out, how they are going to look like, because some things are going to be changed on them. So we will talk about this shortly, but that is completely fine. Okay, so the chapter. What free-to-play players are getting from Duke Nuke them? Base rewards. You are getting. Let's talk about the most important ones. 800 bonds. You are getting some extra reserves, couple of days of premium, 800,000 credits, a bit of the directives, bounty equipment. Bounty equipment for free-to-play players is great, and you are getting the commander literally for free. Now, if you are paying for it, and if I'm not mistaken, this would cost 3,500 gold, you are getting some premium reserves, you are getting a bit of the credits, free experience, more premium days, you are getting special crew member, Dr. Proton, and you are getting the tank, right? So if you can complete it, most likely it is going to be worth the gold. Now, looking into the Tomb Raider, the situation is the same thing, and we can clearly see that you are getting the just tiny touch less stuff, but not by much, and in the same time, keep this in mind that it has less chapters, right? So most likely for free-to-play players, or for folks that are not playing that much, this is the correct choice to do the things. And for a paid version or paid variant, it costs 2,500 gold if I'm not mistaken, and you are getting another crew member, and in the same time you are getting the tank, right? Now, let's talk about all of this idea. For 11 days to have 2 battle pass chapters running during the summertime. I believe I do not need to highlight that it is kind of mean stuff to do, and most importantly, that it is the worst thing of all of this is that it is the longest battle pass chapter yet, right? We definitely need to highlight that, and it is kind of sadness, honestly. For people who are looking for a tanks, right? If you are a tank collector, you have no choice. You will need to complete it. Most likely you are going through this by spending gold, right? It's just how it goes. It's just how it is. for folks that are on vacations, right, somewhere, obviously you won't be able to play the game. You will need to purchase the things. There's nothing what you can do. Now, if you are the player that, is chilling during the summertime at home, you're enjoying yourself, you're gaming, whatever, it will be quite a journey for you to complete it, and we are going to dig into this right about now, right? So, we have 70 stages, and one stage is 50 points. So in total, you need 3,500 Battle Pass points. Now, if you are completing the missions, every single day you are getting 75 points, right? So let's say you play daily, it's completely fine passively, without any problems whatsoever. You are going to get yourself 3,500 to 825 points, right? This is passive playing. If you are playing daily, it's completely fine. Now, what you need to focus on, 2,675 points in 11 days. Let's divide it by 11 days, and you have 243 points to get daily. If average player daily or per game is getting, let's say 5 points, right? And this is me being generous, because not everyone will be able to get that. That means 48 games. We are accessing the ridiculous moment of the World of Tanks, fellas. This is disgusting, honestly. This is disgusting. This event is not aimed for players to complete it. This event is aimed to sink the gold from the game, okay? There is no other way around it. 50 games a day, it is full-time job. I mean, for me, I am doing this full-time. If I will focus on this myself, I will need probably 8 to 9 games to finish both of the Battle Pass chapters. And I'm doing this full-time, right? So my advice for every and each person, if you don't really care about any of those characters, right? Don't bother, just have some fun, play the game as much as you are going to complete it. Take Lara Croft, because the stages are shorter, or in other words, you need to complete 30 stages, maybe you will get bounty equipment, hip hip hooray. Now, this is my advice. If you love the Duke Nukem, well, choose him, obviously, right? In other words, we are sitting in a very, very, very difficult situation, but once again, not much what we can change about this. Now, other thing which is very important to highlight, in the store, there are some things that you can buy, right? And it is Battle Pass reinforcement. If you haven't purchased that yet, you can pay some sort of amount of the gold in order to get yourself Battle Pass points. What that means you are going to get extra goodies and plus on top of that Battle Pass points. But what you need to do, you need to purchase it now before the extra Battle Pass chapter and hold it and not to play until Battle Pass chapter starts, so you can have an early start into the grind, right? And from now on, since Wargaming is so unpredictable, every and each Battle Pass season, fellas, whenever Wargaming is coming with a Battle Pass, you do not use the bonus points from the tank instantly. You push the tank up to the certain level with the Battle Pass points where you need 1 or 2 games in order to get the bonus, and you wait until the end, and you will see, will we get extra Battle Pass chapter or not? This is the right way to do the things, because Wargaming is unpredictable at this point in time. You need to be all the time ready and all the time prepared. That's super important thing to say. Now, for folks that are ready to grind and you want to grind, what is the most important thing? There are 3 tanks that you want to be playing with if you haven't used those points yet. That being was a 5A, that being Can Opener, and that being Patton. This is extremely important thing to do. You need to take those tanks and you need to grind the living crap out of them. And don't worry, if you don't have those tanks, there are alternative options. For example, you want to have plenty of the tier 4, tier 5 shitters. You want to get the proper amount of the points, in other words, 70 points, and then you are getting 15 points bonus. So you are gaming lower tier, you don't overthink too much, you go in front, you are trying to play the battles very, very quickly, and that's how you are grinding it, right? That's important thing to say. And all in all, once again, I truly want to highlight that this is a mean thing from Wargaming side to do. In the middle of the summer, to give the hardest battle pass chapter yet to grind, this is kind of mean shit, at least in my opinion. Anyways, you can be the judge of that. Feel free to leave your comment down below. What we are going to be doing now we will teleport into the tanks, and we will check out how they are looking like and is it worth attention or not. And quick reminder, yes, we are going to be playing with those today, so feel free to tune in into the live streams. Let's take a look into the armor of the brand new IMT. Yeah, it doesn't look sweet, huh? It doesn't look sweet, and it doesn't look very, very, very good. Okay. All in all, looking into this tank, what do we have? Let's say average penetration in the tier 8 is 225. I think that's a proper way to describe this. You are getting penetrated into the face. You are getting penetrated around the face. You are getting penetrated to cupola, into your ears, into the front armor, into you can't side scrap because you are getting overmatched pretty much by everything. Yep, no bueno. Armor of this tank is unfortunately useless. I believe it will get like 1.5 tops in the tier 8, maybe 2, but I think most likely 1.5, at least from the stats. Yet still I haven't played with this vehicle, right? Now, if we are comparing this vehicle against the other tanks, which could be similar, no armor mother truckers, right, with around the same alpha damage, what do we have? We can clearly see that the gun handling is pretty much, compared to the other tanks, disgusting, right? As a matter of fact, it reminds me some sort of tank. Isn't it Liz? Isn't it Liz? Wait, whenever I am thinking more about it, maybe this tank. Yeah, okay. But it has even worse alpha damage, right? Anyways, let's compare it and let's see what do we have. So the gun is pretty much the worst of the bunch, apart the CS-52C. From what we can tell, at least from the soft stats, right? The armor, we know that it has no armor. Mobility, by the way, Wargaming will increase horsepower to this tank to 900 horsepower per tank, right? Or 50 horsepower more, so it's going to be a bit quicker, but honestly speaking, it is nothing extraordinary. It doesn't look like wow. Well, it's faster than Rev, that's all we can say about it, but I'm pretty sure I would take the Rev gun anytime, any day. And the view range 390, the camo values are the same as Object 168G, which is quite bad premium tank, right? But that's not, it doesn't really matter. So overall, from the stats, IMT looks pretty sad and pretty disgusting. Today, we are going to be playing with this tank a lot to rate it and to figure out how the tank goes. Same goes for the TS-6. Tune into the live streams and check it out how it looks like, right? And obviously tomorrow and day after tomorrow we will have a YouTube videos separately with the tanks. Now, next tank, TS-6. TS-6 is a tier 9 American heavy tank. Looking into the armor, this one looks pretty interesting. This looks pretty interesting, fellas. If you are facing towards the enemy, good luck to penetrate it. You can do that around the frontal mantlet or into the frontal mantlet, but it's not that bad. Let's see how it would deal against the 310 hits. And it looks definitely better. Plus, on top of that, with a gun, you will annoy enemies that are trying to aim for your frontal mantlet over there. It is not bad. Plus, on top of that, Maybe against the... No, not even against the standard. Side scrapping is annoying, plus on top of that, this is easily overmatched. So pretty much another hold-down heavy tank to play with a bit of the cupola, right? And we can compare this mother trucker against the 50 TP Tishkevich and M4. Maybe playstyle is a bit different than M4, but the gun is similar alpha damage-wise, right? And where the gun goes, it looks like flat out better than 50 TP Tishkevich, although you have 460 alpha damage. The DPM-wise, it doesn't look anything special. Purely looking into all of this, I think this tank doesn't really have too many things to offer. Let's add phase 1, shall we? Phase 1 into the comparison, and yeah, less DPM than phase 1 has, a worse gun handling than the phase 1 has. Yeah, doesn't really look shining, to be fair with you. Armor, we know how the armor looks like. Mobility 30 kilometers per hour. Oh, that's slow. That is slow, so pretty much you will need to run the turbo in order to feel somehow better with this vehicle. View range pretty standard. It has good camo compared to the other medium tanks, but I don't really think it is relevant. Honestly speaking, I don't think it is relevant. That being said, I think from the early impressions, this tank most likely is going to be one-trick pony. You play hold down, you miss quite a bit of the shots, but enemies cannot penetrate you that easily, right? First impressions, I would say that TS-6, looking into the stats, TS-6 compared to IMT is going to be definitely better. And one more thing which I forgot to highlight, this tank will have its aim time changed, right? So instead of 2.7, it's going to be 2.4. Turret dispersion, instead of 0.10, it's going to be 0.08. And the high explosive damage increased from 530 to 550, but I don't really think it is relevant that much. The best thing is that aim time is going to be a bit better. So aim time, as a matter of fact, is going to be the best compared to all of those tanks. So maybe that is the selling point, that you can aim relatively quickly. All in all, we will be playing with this tank today. I want to do that on stream. I want to figure out how the tank will feel like, and is it worth attention or it is not worth attention, if you know what I mean. For now, both of the tanks, at least from the soft stats, looks mediocre and nothing too crazy, nothing unusual. But we will have videos with those tanks very, very soon. We are going to be gaming with them tomorrow and day after tomorrow, where the YouTube video goes, right? And I think that's what I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your daily dose of skill, and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.